Halftime interview is ready. Mike Joseph standing by with the athletic director at Lafayette College, Bruce McCutcheon.
Well, thanks, guys. I am here with Bruce McCutcheon, and today a little bit of a bittersweet today as we kind of say goodbye to Coach Frank Devaney, who retired just today. And talk to me a little bit about the impact. You guys obviously have been friends for a long time. You've worked side by side, but the impact of losing Frank has got to be big on the program.
It is. Frank and I have worked together a long time. We've been good friends, good colleagues. The impact he's had on that program is unbelievable. I mean, certainly you count up the 7 championships that he's been a part of, some great Lehigh wins. But for me, the biggest impact there, he's leaving as the second winningest coach in the 134-year history of Lafayette football. But probably, and I know he will talk about probably the biggest impact he's had is the hundreds of young men he's brought in, frankly, bring them in as boys and turn them out as just quality young men who are going to be productive citizens.
Sure. You and I have both been lucky. I've been involved with Lafayette for over 30 years, and I've been involved with the 2 most winningest coaches of all time. Tell me a little bit about maybe your favorite highlight or something you can remember really about Frank Devaney.
Well, there's certainly a lot of them. A couple that really stand out for me is one is Frank's first win over Lehigh in 2002. That was after a long drought, so that was a huge win and a huge thing for him. Certainly the championships are a big highlight, but I think he would also say too, the biggest highlight is, and I know what he takes the most pride in, is watching his young men walk at commencement, and that's. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Right, and that's the way Frank always recruited, knowing that those kids 4 years later, he could look those parents in the eye, and those are kids that matriculate from Lafayette. It's very, very important. Now, you move forward. You got to find, obviously, somebody. You got to put some names together. Where does that begin? And kind of in the midst of a recruiting season right now, not the greatest timing, but you got to put some names together. You got to move forward.
Yeah, and certainly that process already started. Certainly some thoughts put together yesterday when it was all coming together, and then the announcement this morning. So yes, our process is a national search. It's open. Certainly I've heard from a lot of people already. The ideal situation obviously would be to have somebody in place come the start of second semester. But what I want to make sure is that this is efficient. It's not fast, it's efficient, because we want to get the absolute best person to continue the legacy of Lafayette football.
And that's my next question, is the qualities that you're looking for. Someone that is going to fit this program, continue to graduate kids, bring in good kids, good students, good guys in the community, things like that. And that's kind of my next question. What do you do? How do you find that person?
Well, I start with, what is it I'm looking for? And I really put that in 3 different buckets. The first bucket for me is values. What kind of values does the individual have? For me, top of the list has got to be honesty and integrity. They got to have a commitment to developing young men as both students and as athletes. I'm looking for someone who's clearly interested and committed to developing leaders, because that's what this place is all about. And the last piece in that values bucket is finding someone who's committed to a diverse and inclusive environment for our students and staff. The second bucket I would put in there is the coaching bucket. I certainly want someone that's got highly successful experience in the football area, preferably at the Division I level. Right. Also want somebody who's got great successful experience recruiting, and preferable in someone in this scholarship environment.
And that was my next question with the recruiting. You're looking at a scholarship program now. This is the first time you're going to be changing coaches within a scholarship, so you may be looking for someone that has got some of that background.
Yeah, and that's certainly something that we'll definitely be interested in. And that third bucket for me too is obviously the administrative piece. This person has got to manage a big program. Now, I look at it, it's an AD for the football program. There's a lot of facets to that, and so somebody that has the managerial skill, the leadership skill to conduct that.
I've had a few mentors here. Coach Russo was one of them. Coach Devaney and I had spent a lot of time together. He was another one. Gary Laubach sitting over there is another one. But I tell you what, thanks for a couple minutes. You're going to get inundated, I know that, with a lot of guys, but thanks for a couple minutes of sharing.
Thanks. enjoy this opportunity. It's a great school. It's a great program. We're going to have outstanding candidates. I'm very bullish on the future.
And we're happy, and we're happy for Frank Devani in his retirement. We wish him nothing but well, and we definitely will see him on the Hill. Back to you guys.